So I thought I'd pause just for a moment to bring you up on what I call the week that was. My week always starts out pretty much the same every day, Monday through Friday. During the week, we meet at the police department in what we call our Violence Reduction Initiative. And we discuss the ways that we can work together, collaborate. I have all my department heads that are involved in some way as it relates to violence, whether it's lights on the street, trash in communities, or boarded up houses, meeting and having discussions with my commanders. And what we found is that what that has done is improve the response to the police department. And so we're really doing well with that initiative. I should let you know that crime has continued to still trend downward, down some nearly 20%, especially around homicides, higher in some of our other categories. But we really want to get in front of violence. We know that come June, July, crime starts to trend upward. And so we're trying to stay in front of it. So we're looking at how we do our deployment. What is it that we need to make sure that we're doing to make people safe, our streets safe. And so we'll continue those efforts. That happens again Monday through Friday, every morning, 8 a.m. at our Baltimore Police Department. And then I participated in a press conference because we have coming Maryland Fleet Week and Air Show. We're inviting people to come down to the harbor. We'll have sailors and folks from all across the country who will be visiting Baltimore. And so we're very excited about that. We also did one of our multi-agency violence reduction initiatives where we go out into the neighborhoods and communities so that people can see, at least the agency folks who work with us and the police commanders, see some of the problems that I see and I'm sure that they see, and then together talk about how we can resolve some of those issues. We this week met at the Brown Funeral Home, greeted by the owners of the funeral home. But then we left there, we walked around the neighborhood, we walked up and down Pennsylvania Avenue, we walked up and down Fulton, we looked at some of the areas that are really problematic. I pointed out that in some of those areas we have this overgrown grass where we've given lots to people, but also at the same time you got a problem in parking in that area. So I asked my team to look at the cost of blacktopping some of those areas to create better parking for the community, and at the same time just pointing out some areas where we need some more cleanliness taking place. And of course that means engaging the community in a more productive manner. So then on Wednesday our usual Board of Estimates meeting takes place, very productive meeting. But what I also learned this week is that the Hilton Hotel, which is owned by the city, which has been costing the city lots of money for quite some time, is finally turning a profit, and that's a big plus. Actually, part of it being able to turn a profit is our team of folks, myself included, looking at how that hotel is financed and looking at the interest rate. What we found was a lower interest rate, which caused us to have to pay lower payments to our owners as it relates to the financing of the hotel. So that's a real plus for Baltimore. So we look forward to continuing to have a productive Hilton Hotel that belongs to the city that now is beginning to turn profits and pay back the city. So that's a good thing. Journey to Jobs Public Forum, we held that. I was proud to have engaged and had conversations around that. And then we also had a community school steering committee meeting where we were talking about how we make sure that our schools are integrating activities after school and engaging people in the neighborhoods and communities to do more activities with our young people. A panel of folks very excited. Dr. Bumley, who is here in my office, was a part of that, and so it was a really, really good meeting. But again, an opportunity for us to talk about how we collaborate and how we continue to work on behalf of our young people. And then I have my monthly cabinet meeting. I charged every cabinet member, I told them a short story that I experienced while I was in New York at the Mayor's College about the paving that took place overnight. You leave your building in the evening, you get up in the morning, come back out, and the whole street's been paved. So it made me think, and it was interesting because one of the commanders brought this up as well, talking about the fact that, you know, police work 24 hours, fire department works 24 hours. How do we make Baltimore a more 24-hour city where we believe that that will also help to reduce the impact of violence in our city? So, for example, we don't have a night shift for picking up trash. And so when I was talking with Mr. Chalmers, he immediately said, that's something that we ought to be looking at. On some of our main corridors that are more commercial, instead of us disrupting traffic in the middle of the day, why not think about a 10 to 6 in the morning repaving of certain streets where it wouldn't be disruptive to the neighborhoods and communities and wouldn't be disruptive to the public, but creates that appearance of a 24-hour city. So again, a great conversation. I charge all of them to come back with suggestions from their various agencies as to what they can do to contribute to that kind of environment. On Friday, I participated in an hour-long conversation with Tom Hall of WYPR. Very interesting comments, a very interesting interview. I like interviewing with Tom Hall. He's very thorough, does his research ahead of time, opens up the phone lines, let people call. A lot of critics, and I tell people when you're in these public positions, always be aware that you're going to have your critics, but also make sure that you're sharing with people information that is valuable to them, and I think we were able to do that. And then on Saturday, oh my goodness, you got to see the Ambrose Kennedy Park. We did the ribbon cutting. The pool has been renovated, and actually what's ultimately going to happen is we're going to expand that park, new basketball court, but we're going to make more green space over there. It's very environmental friendly, and I'm looking forward to the expansion there. But I also want to take a moment to thank Build and some of their leaders who've been engaged in this area in the Oliver community, really trying to bring about the change that this community needs to see. So Bill, thumbs up, and thank you so much. And I ended the week on what some may consider to be a very sad note, and that was on Sunday. I attended the American Cancer Society fundraiser. It was called Taste of Life. All of us know somebody that's been touched by cancer, and this is an opportunity for people to contribute. And I said this at the event. All of us know somebody who's been touched by cancer. Our prayers for anybody who is suffering in your family from cancer is that we ultimately find the cure. And this was a fundraiser to help us find a cure. So until next time, that's my look back.